internet is not good. All right, guys, good morning and welcome to this possible for you on the radio. Going to be that Matthias coming along with sports. So we can football everywhere. FA Cup, League match, brawling, battling, comeback from Coventry and Manchester United, everything in the game of football happened this weekend. And Ghana finally found their voice as the Banku and whatever they were eating have empowered them to 7 gold medal. Last time I did this show, they had 1 gold medal, and now they are on 9. Sorry, 9 gold medal, 22 silver medal, and then 15 bronze medal. So they are up on 46 medal in total. So let's make that make sense a bit so that you would understand where this talk of this medal stands. When you look at the medal table and you ask yourself, okay, how did what changed? What's important with the Ghana winning the Ghana winning this additional 8 gold medal. You know how when you are the host country, a lot is expected of you, not just winning, but hosting well, giving everybody a fresh look of things, giving everybody the belief that you're good enough to be where you are. You're not just there because you know, you're the host, but you want to say, okay, we can host, but we are also good enough to shine, and that's exactly what the expectation on Ghana have been. But I think they've ruled. So let's look at the previous weekend medal table, and that would give you an idea of where Ghana is coming from. As at Thursday, Friday, Ghana had 1 gold medal, 3 silver medal, and 1 bronze medal. In total, they had 5 medal. And now, when you fast forward to today, Ghana have gone from that 1-3-1 formation to a respectable. And as at that time, Ghana were somewhere 12th on log. That was far, far. They were behind Namibia, Uganda, Libya, Morocco, Madagascar, where they would have Ghana. Ghana always like to be behind Madagascar. Unfortunately, Comoros, we didn't see Comoros in this medal table. Comoros would have been on top of Ghana as well. Mauritius and then Tunisia. Okay, so as at that Friday, Nigeria was on 22 gold, Egypt was on 53 gold, and South Africa was on 18 gold medal. Tunisia 6 gold, Mauritius 3, and Madagascar 3, Morocco 2, Libya 1, blah 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 blah, blah like that. And then you have Ghana in 12th position, Zimbabwe 13, Zambia 14, African Judo Union. I didn't know that there is African Judo Union that is different from. It's not that, and that's not supposed to be a country anyway. But they were on the map, okay, on the card, and then we now fast forward to today. Today you now have in a respectable position. Ghana is in 6th. Guess that's the best they can do in this tournament. I'll be surprised if Ghana make it into the top 4. I don't know what they will do again because they use all the Banku and the Kenke and everything to do arm wrestling, and they've twisted everybody into getting additional 8 medal. Now, from 3 silver medal, they've gone up to 22. That's 19 silver medal that they picked up. From 1 bronze medal, it was a 1-3-1 formation, remember. From 1 silver bronze medal, they've gone up to 15. So that's like Ghana is the highest movers in the competition, apart from Egypt, who are not in the African Games. They are just in their own, a league of their own. Like I've said before, Nigeria is still, holding its own down. I think that we had our gold rush and then we have slowed down. And I hope that we get more golds now that athletics is starting today. I hope that at the end, when it gets to the time for the medal, we will get enough gold rush. The team is ready to set out and start heading to the venue, the Accra University Stadium, where activities will be big today. Fortunately, we're unable to go to the side of the women in Cape Coast because it's 4 hours to go, 4 hours to come. That is if you're using an escort, a vehicle with a dispatch rider in front of you. If you go on a regular basis, you could spend 6 hours plus. It's like going from Lagos to Warri and coming back, and I don't think that is worth it. Okay, so we decided to stay in Accra. For those of you who are asking, why don't we have the Falconet videos? That's the reason why. And somebody said that we are biased to the men, and I cannot understand what's the bias. We have as much women in our videos, and obviously that person probably saw only one video or two, and the comment was on the video by Edidion Joseph Umofia, who won 3 gold medals, and said it's only men that were putting on there. And I said, I just had to delete it. I didn't even need to explain to the person because we have videos of the female wrestlers, we have female athletes. As a matter of fact, we have a lot more women on our offerings in terms of content, whether it's our short videos or our long videos, and then somebody thinks we are doing just only men. For instance, we have Brittany Ogumoko, who's the Nigerian athletes who took out 5 years to go join the U.S. military and then come back. She's competing now. We have the new kid on the block, Ayeleke Stella. We have, even for Ghana, we have Ghana, Margaret Asabi Dako, and a whole lot of other ladies that we've put on, talk to. And all of a sudden, we have a Nigerian table tennista, Edem Offiong, also who's spoken to quite a lot of them. We actually came in here and we started the event with the International Women's Day with our two superstar anchors talking about Teresa Magdankoso and our wonderful Euphoria Joy Ojiabolu, who gave us their top picks in terms of women in sports. And somebody said think that we're biased we're only covering men. When we had to cover Show You Supporters Club, it was a lot of women Ghana Supporters Club that was also put out there. So if you're not seeing all of that, I really can't help you. But for those of you who are looking properly, thank you very much. And yeah, we gave you Ladabosu as well. We gave you a whole lot of other people. But hey, it is what it is. We are going to cover those who are participating. And the way I see it, everybody, both men and women, are participating. Well, let's get past that one. Let's come back to the current medal table. So currently, Egypt stays top with 91 gold, 35 silver, and 30 bronze medal. That takes them all, their total medal haul to 156. Yeah. Ooh. Egypt could give each of the top three teams like 5 or 10 medals, 10 gold medals, and still be above them. Like they could shave off 30 medals out of them, 40 even, 50 even, and still be, Jesus Christ, Egypt, what's going on? Nobody's going to be able to catch up with Egypt anymore. So Egypt should stop. They should tell the other Egyptian athletes to stop competing and let the others, I mean, you imagine this was a league table, right? The number one team is on 91 points, and then the second team is still battling relegation because with 27 points, you're still relegation position. Even though the table will show that you are in second, but you would still be on relegation matters. Like in this, if this is a league table now, the team with number 20 have only 1 point. Oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That's not how it should be. Egypt, please get out of this place. You're making the rest of Africa look like we are not serious. We didn't come to this. We didn't come to the African games. Or probably you guys didn't come to the African games. And we are just the African games. Fair competition. It's not making it good. Our goal is not looking like, you have to be you have to be close. If you look at the other there's 20, Nigeria is on 27, South Africa is on 25, Algeria is on 22, and then you now have 9. Okay, man, he's good poor. It's good, but it's poor. Or whatever way it is. What about you guys? How did your weekend go? That's Joy. That's Joy walking in the background, getting ready to go jump into the Uber and start going to the stadium. How was the weekend? Who make it for you? Well, for me, the biggest one was Coventry coming back against Wolves. Okay, that was it for me. The time they had to get themselves together and go from 2-1 to 2-2 and 3-2 was very, very short. Normally, I mean, as a championship side, you take the lead against the top team in the Premier League, and then they come back, you will drop your shoulders, you will just be humbled and say, okay, we know that they are better than us. There is nothing to fight for. Let's just, kind of like mind our business. and then just take the defeat honorably and go home and say we almost did it. We pushed them to the wire. We got them on the ropes, but they managed to do a rope a dope on us and escape. And now we would go back and focus on the championship and see if we can get off into the playoff spot. But not Coventry. Coventry was like Wolves. This Premier League that you are in. We were part of the founding fathers. We're at the beginning. You guys are just showing up, and whatever it is you think you're doing right now, we're not giving up. We're ready with our fine boys, well shaved, playing court, looking good, and saying to themselves that semi-finals, we are going there. And that's exactly what happened. And I guess Manchester United took an inspiration from Wolverhampton, from Coventry City, and say, you know what, Coventry City is wearing sky blue. We cannot have Man City and Coventry City and then Liverpool, and then we're not there. Okay, so when they played against Liverpool, they scored. And true to type in Manchester United fashion, it wasn't a surprise for me that Liverpool towards at the end of the first half, Liverpool had scored 2 goals to come back with goals that were also disallowed, that they were now 2-1 up. It wasn't a surprise. Well, 2-2, was it 2? No. Okay, so my United had equalized through DJ Anthony. It was 2-2 already. And the last kick of the game, Marcus Rashford, Omo Yamala had the chance, okay, to make it 3-2, game case closed, game set, over, right? Brother missed it. Well, it's Rashford. What do you expect? Rashford is Rashford now. Right? He's the only guy who doesn't do well, but is regarded as a world-class player, who doesn't play well, have a real estate in the field. He stays in one corner of the field. Can be playing. Marcus Rashford could actually be playing 90 minutes with you, and for 45 minutes of the game, you could actually hold him out and say, time out for 45 minutes. And it will still feel like the same. There was missing. Like, Marcus Rashford is that kind of player that give red card, your team get better. In my head. But then in the second half, in the extra time, the whole matter changed. The game went into bedlam and it was crazy. But they won it. And it was that last goal. Even though he picked up the second yellow card that led to a red card, who cares? Most other things that you want. The what would have been bad is if you pick up a red card in that moment, and then before you know it, they attack through the position you're supposed to be covering, and then they score. Then you do feel bad about it. But hey, that kind of red card, I think that's the best red card anybody's ever taken in football, in the history of football. If you know any other one, remind me. But that's the best red card. And then doing it to Liverpool. Manchester United are not the biggest party popper ever. Okay, Arsenal were doing unbeaten run. They want to get to 50. Manchester United ended it. Chelsea were in that run of incredible form, and Manchester United ended it. City were doing some very incredible performance. I think they took a 2-goal lead against Man United. But Pogba and Co, they came back and they rendered that run useless. Again, it was Manchester United. And to a lot of people, I mean, this is Liverpool trying to give Jurgen Klopp a befitting ceremony, like, end your Liverpool time with multiple titles. Where thank God they've won the Carabao Cup already. But Man United's like, nah, yeah, over our dead body. Come on, you can do it. You can, but when you have other people in front of you, not us. In this one, even if we're going to go lose our next game, but now they have Coventry, it does look like Man United will be in the finals, and then Manchester City and Chelsea will play. It also looks like it's going to be the Manchester teams, the North, coming to the South to play in the final. Manchester teams would be in the finals at Wembley, and every team in London would just have to sit at home, watch on TV, or go to the stadium to go and support whoever they want to support, because they have no right to participate in the games because they were not good enough to make it to the finals. Well, I'm not jumping the guns yet. Who says that Coventry City, who have been giant killing since they started this competition, cannot also knock Manchester United out? Remember, Manchester United is the only team that will give you a world-class performance against a big team and go and lose to Fulham. So it's not like, Manchester United are set in stone, guaranteed that they would win every game in front of them going to the end of the season. Just like Tottenham Hotspur, who is a shitty club, who is a useless, disgusting, rotten, mosquito, malu shit club like that would beat Aston Villa at home 4-0 and lose 3-0 to Fulham. So that's Tottenham Hotspur for you. Even though they have a coach by the name Angel Office, doesn't change anything. Yeah, those who think I don't. Same as right? It doesn't really change anything. That's how bad Tottenham Hotspur is. Manchester United can also be labeled in that same club or painted in that same color of glow paint or watery paint or whatever the paint is. But hey, for the moment, if we're dealing with moment of the game and dealing with their individual moment, you would say that Manchester United and Coventry were the team of the weekend. Well, FC Barcelona played a game that was meant to be high tempo, high octane, rivalry, a bit of a rivalry, not a local derby, but if Madrid versus Barcelona is El Clasico, this one could just be Clasico without the L, right? This is just Clasico without the L. But it wasn't. There was nothing Clasico about it because Barcelona just had a training match and came out victorious. Very very comfortable in that game. They were comfortable. There were times where it looked like Atletico Madrid were going to do something and give them problem, but they quickly find a way to quash it and got going, which was very very fantastic for them and nice. So I don't know about you guys, but that's how the games went over the weekend. And the different talking point was the fact that in Turkey it was not just football, oh, it was fight. And let's not forget that the weekend started with fans of the opposition were chanting Messi, Messi, Messi. I mean, sorry, Cristiano Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, so and then Messi like, oh, I'm not the guy you provoke now. I'm not the guy. I'm not that emotional. I'm not. You're not going to provoke me, and I'm doing you blowjob sign. No, I'm not Cristiano Ronaldo. My name is Lionel Messi, and if you the worst thing you can ever do to me is to piss me off because once you do that, then I'm in. And as soon as they did that, and the opposition team was wearing yellow. This weekend was the weekend where teams that wear yellow just kind of like do something. They were wearing yellow, so they felt that because they were wearing yellow, they were unnecessary. Unfortunately, they were not unnecessary. The fans were chanting Ronaldo, Ronaldo, and Messi just got the ball. And that most educated professorial, magisterial left foot, came to the party, and it was a different thing. Well, fans of the opposition, of the rivals, Trabzonspor, that club that Nigerian player that the beauty statue was his name was playing for some time ago. They attacked the players of Fenerbahce for scoring late goal, right? Mishu Batshuayi showed them why he was called Batman because he gave them the kung fu kick, and Nigerian Osai also got in as he tackled a fan. Yes, you see the thing is people are like, oh, footballers are not supposed to behave like that. Nah. Kill or be killed is the rule of life. Eat or be eaten is the rule of life. And if you don't put yourself in a place where you can protect yourself, danger is coming. And that danger will hurt you. The highest thing is hashtag. They will do some few hashtag for you. Remember you. This is the story. So violence scene unfolded in Turkey after Trabzonspor's fans attempted to attack Fenerbahce's players as they stormed the pitch following their Superliga clash. Fenerbahce won the intense encounter 3 goals to 2, with Mishi Batshuayi's 87-minute goal being the decisive one after former Man United midfielder Fred had scored twice. However, following the game, disgraceful scenes took place as several Trabzonspor supporters invaded the pitch and brawled with security forces before they confronted Fenerbahce's players who were forced to defend themselves. I like the way it was written. It was so crafted, beautiful, nice. They were forced to defend themselves. Okay, kill or be killed. And I like the whoosha kick. That kick was made from Japan. Michi Batshuayi, you're my guy. Guy, turn around and give you a on the chest. Next time, when you see Michi Batshuayi, you know that this guy is not just a footballer. There is martial artist in his ancestral bloodline. And I kill you. Yes, he gave him some I kill you, Bumbo Clark. Oh, nonsense. And ingredient, mosquito, shit, maloof face. Stubborn fans that come to the stadium instead of you to watch a game and go to your house and cry after you lose your bet. You come here and you want to come and attack Mishi Batshuayi. Do you know who I am? You know that he's got the bloodline of Fani Kayode. Do you know who I am? Or what do you take me for? Are you what crazy Korobiyo? Oh, it's life, okay? It's life, okay? I was just in a different mood. Amad Diallo, Amad Diallo got that 121st minute winner for Manchester United in a 7-goal thriller. Now, some people said, oh, he was childish. Now, leading to this game, remember, Amad Diallo had deleted all the posts on the social media platform, and people were already saying that, oh, he's got problem with Manchester United. Number 16 is about to leave. he's not going to play for Man United again. But then he came. He said it was a Vini Vidi Vici moment. I came, I saw, and I conquered. He had the ball. He waved it with his left foot, and he was in the net. And then he took off his shirt. Yes, he was already on a yellow card. He was given another yellow, and that was a red card. And then he realized, oh, well, wait, I forgot, but hey, it doesn't matter. I'm asking you guys, if your player scored this type of goal against a rival, so try and understand that this is a rival. This is the old. This used to be the air classico of the English Premier League. This match between Man United and Liverpool, it was the toughest. Okay, these people are sending me message now. I will read it. I'm coming. Okay, it was the toughest match in the Premier League, and then all of a sudden we get to this point where. Shambarinka Sandura. Yeah, everything is different. That chance that Rashford missed. Rashes. Well, but they won, so there's no big deal. Let's just move on from that one. If your player scores a late winner like this in a derby game and then go on to take off his shirt and get a red card, does it offend you, or you say, you know what, it took one for the team, there's nothing wrong with that? Would you go on and be like, be insulting them and be saying that they don't have sense, they should have known better? Okay. And then there is a beautiful, ugly own goal by Arcel Disaster. That goal from 30 yards, that's the kind of goal that should have won you an FA Cup finals, but it was different. Raheem Sterling missed the penalty that makes everybody look like, what's that? But they won, they won 4-2. So Chelsea are up there. But that miss of that penalty earlier on first half was like, oh God, what did happen? What are you thinking? What's in your mind? Okay, all of those. And then Man City, they didn't even bother all those many discussions. They were not interested in it. All those drama of I score you, you score me, let's go, we go into extra time. No. Two Kondo, that's where it ends. Barcelona continued their brilliant form since Xavi announced he was leaving as the end Atletico Madrid's unbeaten home record in emphatic style, with the Joao Felix opening scoring in a 3-0 win to send the Catalans back to second position. And you know the funny thing, Barcelona are in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. They are second on the log in the La Liga, but it is considered that they are having a terrible season. Now, pause. If Liverpool or Man United or even Arsenal as it is now are having the kind of season that Barcelona are having, it will be considered a great season. But some people want me to believe that the English Premier League is the best league in the world. Well, I don't know. I'm just thinking. After years in the wilderness, followed by playoff heartbreak, Coventry are finally emerging from the darkness as they await a blockbuster FA Cup semi-final showdown with Manchester United. That game was beautiful. That game that they won against Wolves was beautiful. You might say Wolves are also a struggling side. They are not like, top of the pie. They are not so solid, but that's different. Okay, so there was a scene that happened in the K League, in the Korean League. This is a quote. I'll tell him, your name value has no meaning. Jesse Lingard is handed a stinging rebuke by FC Seoul boss after he didn't work hard as a substitute just 3 games into his K League stink. I don't understand what's going on there, but hey, this is just a brief of the story, the introduction of the story. Jesse Lingard had been handed a stinging rebuke by the manager of FC Seoul just 3 matches into his K League stink. Seoul picked up their first 3 points in their new season on Friday evening as they beat Jeju through goals from Stanislav Ijuchenko and Song Yuki. They had picked up 1 draw, 1 loss from their first 2 matches, failing to score a goal with their early signs for the season looking bleak for Lingard's new side. Why the coach is picking on Lingard, I really don't know. But hey, it is what it is. Sometimes these things happen and then you have to deal with it. In life, not every time you will get all the hugs and the loves and all that. But then it is what it is. Okay. On the road, Derby and Bolton both stared into the abyss. Now the 2 Prague clubs are thriving in League One after passionate and noisy promotion tussle. Well, it's good. Once upon a time, Derby County and Bolton Wanderers were the darlings of the Premier League. They were stubborn, but then Derby made that unenviable record that I thought that Amaria was trying to copy, but I think they've changed their mind. Debbie Canty went on to play an entire Premier League season, winning only one game. That was a record that I don't think that's a record that anybody wants to match anyway. Declan Rice responded to social media rumors. Okay, so there was a picture of him bending down to take a corner kick, and it looked like say shit. They for a yash. I have to say this in the pidgin English so that I will know. It looked like say shit today for a yash, but then he has come out to say no, not be cacao. It's just one of those things that you have. Mauricio Pochettino still doesn't have a clue what his strongest 11 is, but must be given time to turn it around at Chelsea, claims Dion Dublin. Now, Dion Dublin was a former Manchester United, Liverpool, Aston Villa striker who's good with the head, very, very fantastic player, but sometimes it can be very, very moody. And I know like Stan Kalima and the rest. Okay, so I'm asking for you, if you're a Chelsea fan, do you look at Mauricio Pochettino and you say, you know what, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. He should be there. He should be there for next season. We should still keep him. He's going to mold this team to get going. Remember, Chelsea have this problem of no matter how they play, they will concede sharp. No matter how they play. And they just might end up winning the FA Cup. I'm not sure of that. I think it's a Man City FA Cup to lose. They might end up winning it. Man City are still in 3 competitions that they won last season, and they might just end up winning all 3. It looks like they are going to do something. Let's wait and see what they do with Arsenal, and then we can take the story differently. But if you're a Chelsea fan, do you think that Chelsea should continue with Mauricio Pochettino? Right? Because he said he's rebuilding. Have you seen as the foundation, as it kicked, as it solidified? Is there anything to build on top, or yeah, as a bricklayer, Larondo, we should still leave him there and say, okay, Mauricio Pochettino, Larondo, continue and be doing the work until the thing solidify. Like say this one, I ended this year, I won the contract. It's not working well. Arsenal could block Thierry Henry's request to call up William Saliba for France Olympic squad, as it would cause him to miss the start of next season. So, I mean, different countries. You know, I talked about Kylian Mbappe last week on Friday, and I said that now that he's going to be going to Madrid, Madrid might say, you know what, the season have ended. Yes, the Olympic is coming. We don't want you to go to the Olympics because the Olympic will coincide with the start of the season in August, and we want to introduce you to the Madrid fans and the system. Well, Paris Saint-Germain had agreed before that they will let him play in the Olympics. Okay, that was part of the deal that the president Macron, who is now facing another type of crisis in a place that's not supposed to exist. They are saying that his wife is a he. Okay, whose first 30 years. Let's not even bring that conversation into the conversation right now. But that guy is facing that crisis, so he might not be able to be focused to say Mbappe comes. And you know, Thierry Henry is the coach of the France team that is going to play football at the Olympics. So Arsenal have not seen that. Okay, let's say Mbappe, they're not going to allow Mbappe. If Mbappe cannot be allowed by Madrid, possibly, we will also not allow Saliba. But Saliba will have to decide. Saliba will have to tell the coach that, coach, I think what Saliba would do is, if Saliba is good enough and help them to win the league title, they might just loosen the strings a bit and say, you know what, coach, we have Julian Timbers who can take my space while I'm gone. Let me go to the Olympics and, you know, add it to my opportunity. Maybe I might just win it and then add it to my medal, right? And then they can get an agreement. But if the season implodes, they lose the Premier League chase, they lose the Champions League, you know, their next match is against Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich might be having a bad season, but they are Bayern Munich. And the biggest defeat that Arsenal have had over a 2-leg game in the Premier League, I think in the Champions League, 11-2, if I'm not mistaken, or 10-2, was Bayern Munich. So I hate to say it, but it is what it is. They might decide to say, you know what, we've ended the season badly, you're not going anywhere. But we shall see. As few as 40 Russian athletes could compete at the 2024 Paris Olympic, claims IOC boss John Coates, and will not take part in team sport because of the restriction put in place due to the Ukraine war. Okay, athletes are suffering for something that they did not do. Like, you know, when they do all this ban, I'm asking, can the athletes actually walk up to Vladimir Putin and say, Putin, stop the war? Again, I mean, I hate to talk about the war in Ukraine, but it has looked to me like, apart from Western media propaganda and Western government trying to use it to, you know, bolster their spending budget in military equipment, Ukraine are the ones that brought this one upon themselves, and they are the only ones that can end it if they really want to end it. A conversation was leaked where Ukraine president, I don't know, because these days deep fake can be done. So no matter what you see on social media, you just have to tell yourself that I'm not sure of this. But there was a tape that was released that says that the comedian president of Ukraine, Zelensky, as one reason. Zelensky is not the reason why somebody like Alibaba will not get a vote to be president of Nigeria, because nobody wants to vote a comedian into office and go and be making this kind of silly mistake. So the guy, the comedian president of Ukraine, Zelensky, tape was leaked. I don't know, unconfirmed, allegedly, that he was begging Macron, who's dealing with his own issue. Jesse Owens came out and said that Macron's wife is a woman and the three children that they have, she's not the one. It's a long story. It's a man that's converted into a woman, so the both of them are doing man things. Saying that. Why am I even getting involved in this conversation? I don't know. Okay, so those are some of the things that came out of the weekend. I'm just trying to catch up with the weekend, let everybody catch up. And no, it's not like I like to do apropos. This will not be apropos thing. And in golf, there was Bugs Bunny. I mean, if you've ever watched Bugs Bunny, you understand this thing I'm saying. In Bugs Bunny, where you will play the golf, where Bugs will play the golf, and then somehow the ball would enter into the pot, and it will still come out again because somebody is inside the pot and push it out. That thing happened, though. That thing happened in real life. Okay, the incredible moment where Waldam Clark's pot leaves out goal of the Players' Championship to give Scott his second consecutive victory at the TPC Swaggrass. Now, the problem is, if he had scored that, he would have tied the game and pushed it forward. But he did everything right. The ball entered the pot, okay, which is the pocket, right? It's like you play snooker, the ball entered the pocket or come out. Okay? It's crazy. But hey, these things happen. And to add to that, Rory McIlroy, who was tipped as an odds-on favorite to win it, struggled. Okay, so Alex Ferguson, I've gone from coaching in football to winning in horse racing. I'm not saying that the horse racing is fixed, but I know that the titles he won in football, a lot of them were fixed. That's my own perspective anyway. You can add your own different opinion and perspective to it. So I come back to you guys. I mean, I've done my 30 minutes, so the rest is for you. And if I finish reading the messages and we're not up to the 1 hour, I'll shut down and I start going to the stadium because we have a lot of work to do today. I have plenty of movement to do. So I asked the question from the league matches to the FA Cup and all the games, all the dramas that happened in between. What is your moment from the weekend football event? As you share yours, we'll share our Accra 2023 weekend gist as well. And I'm sure I have shared all the gist that I need to share with you. I told you how Ghana went from 1-3-1, 1 gold, 3 silver, and 1 bronze, to 9 gold, 22 silver, and 15 bronze medal, 46 medal in total. Egypt are still playing in a different league, the Galactical games, while Nigeria is topping the African games. Now, when I say topping, we're in second, but the respectable table, we're at 27 gold, South Africa is on 25 gold, and Algeria is on 22 gold. Then, Tunisia is on 12 gold. Then Ghana have come to sixth position, with 9 gold. So leave the rest. The other ones should go and other terrestrial radio stations should announce their position on the league table. Me, I don't get the time to put that one in the conversation that I'm having right now with you people. Okay, so let me come to the comment section for you guys and see what you guys have been saying, and then know where we will start from. So let's start with the first contributor. Olafat say good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Good to see you this morning. It's now to sit back and learn from the GOAT. Okay, I don't reach that level. So all this title now until the keep us don't say I don't give title like this. People don't want to set you up. Olafat say thanks for feeding us all the content from the All African Games, enjoying them, and for those saying you are being unfair, well, they don't understand the amount of money you spent. Let's not even talk about that one for now. I'm pretending like I don't want to talk about it. He's biting me. He's making me. You see how my face now. My eye. I need to see where. I need to see road where because I won't go explain to my wife. Say I spend our family savings on this trip. Okay, Olafat to say what I see is that last week they called the Enyimba action something that devalued the league. So what should we call the Fenerbahce action they were supporting yesterday? Well, it's one of those things that, like I've always said, that when it comes to in negative news about the NPFL, everybody who does not even talk football before, people who does not have interest in football would have opinion. But when it happens abroad, they would be quick to tell you, oh, it's a one-off thing, it's not a regular thing, and you know that football is a game of passion, blah 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 blah. Well, it's what they do. See the I'm wearing an Eimba outfit. I mean, people will notice I'm Eimba. I'm not Eimba fan, but I like this outfit, the way it is designed. It's just that I think that Kano Wanko is using his but this thing that Kano Wanko did. So if he did it abroad, they will sack him. He will go to jail. Let's be very very clear about that one. He will go to jail. Is Eimba have a kit supplier? And Kano Wanko, this logo is King Kano, right? This is the King Kano logo. We did not see any deal officially announced, and Kinkano is using it to promote, to sell, and from these sales, he is making profit under the table of the back of the Yima brand. That is considered criminal in any other world. In our society, it's different anyway. But I like it, and I bought it with my money, so it's not like who want to do two things. Tosele Mani saying good morning and thanks for the All African Games update. Demola Ibrahim say Liverpool that want to win quadruple are now hoping for treble. Make them no go end up winning only Carabao Cup. It's a possibility. It can happen. There was a time where Man City was hoping for quadruple. They ended up almost that season that Liverpool won the title. They ended up winning absolutely near nothing. So it's possible. Alafa say, boss, you haven't have your say on the UCL quarterfinals draw. Okay, I haven't. Yeah, that's true. I would come back to that one. Demola Abiodun Ibrahim say, I'm having a feeling that Coventry will shock United at Wembley. This one that United fans are predicting Manchester final, make them no go shock. It's possible. Manchester United is that kind of thing. I will beat one big team and go and lose to one small team. So it's possible. And Coventry have nothing to lose. To be very honest, those boys have nothing to lose. They've got into Wembley, so they're fine. Demola Abiodun say, can Arsenal escape Bayern Munich? It's a possibility. If they come with their 8 game, if they play well, and we don't know the Bayern that would be available, but Bayern seems to be like they've turned the corner since that their 8-1 win against who did they play? That they won that massive one. You know, they went on a 3 games losing streak, and then they start winning. They've not lost. So let's see. We don't know the Bayern that would show up, and we also don't know the Arsenal that will show up until the game day. We don't know anything. 69 Football say it was disappointing to hear Ladamboso confirm that he is used under 20 to revive the career of his players. Get the best and not your preferred few. It's time for him to go. If what happened in Turkey happened in our league, the news will be headlined for weeks. Yeah, it is what it is. People like to put Nigeria in the negative light all the time. People like to make Nigeria the scapegoat. People like to make Nigeria the example of the poster boy or bad. And again, it is because a lot of people, even a lot of Nigerians, especially the ones that go abroad, your friends that go abroad, your family members that go abroad, think that the way to get validation and acceptance in the foreign land is to bash Nigeria consistently. I see people do that a lot, even people that I know. Sometimes I just, go to their DM and tell them. Sometimes I face them outright, like, now this thing you're doing, how does this even make you a better person? I don't understand. How does this make you a better person? And another thing I noticed is that in the abroad that they've gone, they also cannot fit into the abroad. Nobody give them acceptance. The only audience they have is the Nigerian audience. So why are you, always trying to bash Nigeria? Then when I say your take on Sikiru Alimi saying he was physically harassed. I watched the video of fans chanting Sikiru Alimi only, but I feel that is normal unless there is another thing. When he said he would talk, but the time is not right. So if he's not going to say everything and give us details, I really will not have my take on it, because you have to come out and give us all the details. But if it is because our fans were insulting him, my brother, that's part of the game. If Sikiru Alimi does not know that, Sikiru Alimi is my guy, but if he does not know that right now, then I think that he doesn't understand the sport that he's in. Those things are going to be part of the sport, whether you like it or not. And you might not be happy. You might be the kind of guy who hope that, they're supposed to pamper you, they're supposed to treat you with love and respect, but it doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. It doesn't work like that. Once you move, and then you move to a rival, don't forget that. Remo have become a rival to Kwara United, Sunshine Stars, Shooting Stars, and Sporting Lagos. There's a Southwest Derby that has created a rivalry, and of them all, Remo is the smallest team, but they are not pretending to be like the team with the small team with the big ball. big balls. You're gonna a small motor, big engine kind of. So everybody will do anything against you. Those are the things. What you should do. I mean, for me, secretly, your job is to go to that stadium and score against them. That's all you do. You need to do. So if they shout your name, they talk about, that's part of the game of football. It's part of the game of football. I'm not going to speak against it. If they physically assaulted him, that one is bad. But I'm wondering, how did they get access? The way that stadium is, the way the place is designed. I don't know, but it's hard. It's hard. I wasn't there. It's hard to pick. Okay, so let's look at the draws for the quarterfinals in UEFA Champions League. Arsenal to play Bayern, Real Madrid, Man City, Atletico de Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, Paris Saint-Germain, FC Barcelona. Man, they say that the La Liga is bad this season, but they still have three teams in the UEFA Champions League quarterfinal stage, and there is a possibility of all three making it into the semi-finals. By all three, I mean Atletico Madrid could beat Dortmund, Barcelona could beat Paris Saint-Germain, and Real Madrid could beat Manchester City. Could. Even though I think Man City will beat them. So if those three beat their opponent, it means that for sure one Spanish team will be in the finals of the Champions League. And if by accident that is Madrid, it means Madrid have won their 15th title already. Real Madrid, not Atletico Madrid. That means that Real Madrid have won their 15th title guaranteed already. I don't care who you are, what you think, but that's just what it is. I can't remember watching Madrid losing in the finals of the UEFA Champions League. I can't remember. It might have happened, but I can't remember. Get them to the finals, and it's their title to win. Okay, so we will see how that goes. So what's my take as someone asked? Okay, Olafat say, boss, you haven't have your say on the competition. To be very honest here, I'm open-minded. It's an evenly balanced draw. This is the last of this type of competition. So it's an evenly balanced draw. There is no weak. The weakest link in this competition right now is Arsenal. Arsenal is the weakest team. Arsenal is one of the few. Okay, Arsenal and Atletico Madrid. Let me be fair. Arsenal and Atletico Madrid. The other teams, there are three teams that have not won it. All the teams that are remaining in this competition are played in the finals. Paris Saint-Germain lost to Bayern also in the finals. Arsenal lost to FC Barcelona in the finals. All the teams that the other teams lost to, they are in this competition as well, in this stage of the competition. Atletico de Madrid lost to Real Madrid on 2 occasions, if I'm not mistaken. And, you look at it and you say to yourself, you know what? Come Tuesday, the 9th of April, and Wednesday, the 10th of April, what we will see are teams that would battle to want to stay alive, okay, to understand the competition. One, don't concede goal, score as many goals as possible, convert all the chances you get, go to the return leg on the 17th for the teams that will play on the 9th, and for the teams that will play on the 10th, on the 16th, they will go to the return leg and try to, maintain their lead or add more goals to it if they've taken the lead, or if they were, the ones that lost in the first leg, they will try to turn it down. I think that Bayern Munich, on the face of it, I think that Bayern Munich, based on their history in the competition, might knock Arsenal out. But if Arsenal are able to beat Man City, Arsenal are able to beat Man City and keep their run. So I'm a student of pattern. I study pattern. And pattern helped me to decide how people will be. It's like, you have your friends. If you have a friend who always comes to take something from you and doesn't return it becomes, it's done it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. At that point, you say to yourself, if he comes again, I'm not going to do it. Because it's created a pattern of not appreciating what other people have and not respecting boundaries, right? So that's pattern. And for Arsenal, Arsenal have always, lost to Bayern. And then this stage, this is not the last time they were in the quarterfinals was 14 years ago. And in that 14 years, 7 years period of that 14 years, they didn't even make it into the competition. Bayern in that period, in that 14 years, Bayern have won about 2, if not 3, UEFA Champions League titles in that period. And in the course of that 7 years that Arsenal were in the competition, they've been drawn against Bayern a couple of times and been beaten against Lyon, against Monaco, against quite a few teams and been beaten in the round of 16, quarterfinals once. And so you look at this game and you say to yourself, history favors Bayern. Pattern favors Bayern as well. Because Arsenal and Arteta have created a pattern of not doing well in the last 10 games of the season. And the last 10 games of the league season starts now. Also, because you would have the Champions League, you might say it's not the last 10 games, but hey, it is the last 10 games of the Premier League season, and Arteta does not know how to handle it. So let's hope that coming back from this international break, no Arsenal player will be injured, other players will be fine, they'll come back and be looking ready to go, and then Arteta cannot build a team that will go. If Arteta is able to get past Man City a couple of days' time after the international break, and then he's also able to keep his team in shape. Everybody's fine and everybody's firing on all cylinders like they've done since January when they went on that AFCON break and went to the UAE. Maybe a surprise is on the card. An Arsenal win will be an upset. The routine win for this one is Bayern Munich winning. Is the way I see that. For Real Madrid and Manchester City, this is a balanced one. They both knocked each other out of this competition before. So this is the third time that they are meeting in this competition consecutively now. So you want to say to yourself that what's going to happen? The godfather of this competition is Real Madrid. Manchester City are the new kids on the block, but their coach is not a new kid on the block. The coach of Real Madrid is also not a new kid on the block. He's the most successful manager in this competition in his recent history. And Pep Guardiola wants to add up and match up to that achievement of Carlo Ancelotti. If he wins the second Champions League now, he goes to 4. He's got 2 with Barcelona. Couldn't get anyone with Bayern Munich. Now he's gotten the first one in the history of Manchester City, and he's looking to get a second one. Is it a possibility? This is an evenly balanced game. This is an evenly balanced matchup. But it depends on what happens. Would Haaland, come up to the party? Last season, Haaland was the unplayable striker. This season, not there. Kevin De Bruyne have come back from injury and have done well. But again, before you know it, it's looking like he's burning out. The last game they played against Liverpool that he was yanked up and he was having issue with the coach, he's shown that he could be, shaky. And he's not happy, but you've got to prove your unhappiness on the field. When you get a chance to play, you've got to tell the coach that you can deliver. Man City have also lost quite a few players out of last season's team that went on to win the treble. Can they go on to do it this time? They're a little bit subdued. The Man City are not as fearsome as they were last season. Real Madrid, compared from last season to this season, Real Madrid have improved a bit. They found solidity. They are a bit conservative in their play. They are not that boisterous. They are not that all over the place. But that's the reason why you should fear them. You saw how they played against RB Leipzig. Okay, I think the first leg referee helped them. But again, they are Real Madrid. And that's the reason why you cannot count them out. But I'm just saying that for the sake of Pep, I hope he doesn't overtake his tactics this time around. I think that I will go again, with Real Madrid and say Real Madrid might knock Man City out of this one. But I've said at the beginning of the season that Man City would defend the Champions League. Unfortunately, I didn't see the fixtures coming up. So let me say this one is 50-50. Real Madrid, although having the bold ink on my hand, but Man City, I will not be surprised if Man City knock them out. Atletico de Madrid, Borussia Dortmund. This one is an evenly balanced thing. Now, Borussia Dortmund have lost some weight when it comes to the league. Out of nowhere, a team that almost got relegated 23, 24 months ago is now the one that is going to win the league title in Germany. When we said that what the run of Bayern will be truncated by either Borussia Dortmund or RB Leipzig, we did not have Leverkusen as part of the conversation. But right now, Leverkusen are cruising seriously, and they are having fun doing it with their coach Xabi Alonso, who's had a taste of everything, win the league title, win the Champions League, win everything, and he's been unbeaten in every competition. He's still in the Europa Cup, he's not lost a game there. In the league, he's not lost a game. He's just there, running riot around everybody. It's causing problem for everybody. But Borussia Dortmund are going to say to themselves, this is how we were in 1997, where we had Matas Sama, Lars Rickens, and Henkel, and the rest of them, and we went on to win the UEFA Champions League, unbeaten in the knockout stage. Can they do that? Atletico de Madrid would also look at their league performance and say, you know what, we don't have it there, we're not there anymore. So let's get this one going. These are two equal teams who are not having a great season in their league, their domestic league, but they've managed to get to the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. So again, it's another 50-50 game. Now, this final one is Paris Saint-Germain versus FC Barcelona. Paris Saint-Germain are not in their top best. If Mbappe comes to the party, he is fantastic. It doesn't also look like Mbappe wants to end his reign at Barcelona, at Paris Saint-Germain with a Champions League title. If he comes, why not? It's good. It'd be good to win the Champions League with FC Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, and then go back to Real Madrid and start a new run. If Madrid doesn't win it this season, you know that they are going to come to try and win it next season after signing Mbappe. So it'll be a good one. But then Barcelona, with their kids, since the coach announced that he's leaving at the end of the season, I keep watching them play and I'm asking myself, why is Xavi leaving? Who's going to come in and coach these kids that are playing with this much energy, this much excitement, even with all the injuries that they're dealing with and all the exit of players that they're dealing with? I think that they should beg him to stay. But if he's not going to stay, I don't know what's going to happen. If Barcelona play the way I've seen them play in the league against Paris Saint-Germain, it's just that most of the games that they've also played, if you look them very well, there are some defensive lapses that I don't think a player like Mbappe will let slide. Okay, if those chances come for Mbappe, Mbappe will take them. So if they can keep it tight at the back and keep creating the chances that they create and start the opposition of the ball like they've done in their last 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 games, I think that Barcelona might surprise Paris Saint-Germain in this one. Again, this game is evenly balanced. Two teams that could do anything to each other. The only game that is not evenly balanced is Arsenal versus Bayern. And some people say Arsenal are on top of the Premier League and Bayern are not, and Bayern have been losing, but it seems like Bayern are turning the corner at the very perfect time for them. And if that happens, you know what that means. So I think that Arsenal will have their work cut out. These players, this Arsenal player, I don't think that there's any Arsenal player right now. Okay, maybe Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus. Other than that, and those guys are injury prone. Other than that, the major players in the team do not have experience at this level of the UEFA Champions League. It just might be overwhelming for them. But I keep my fingers crossed and hope that they can prove me wrong and go on to succeed. Well, let me come back to the comment section and see what you guys have been putting here. Olatunji Mane say, I have no belief in Erik Ten Hag. I've always said that he should be fired. That's the position I take too. Olatunji Mane say, I hope ETH gets sacked, and a better proven manager comes in. He should be doing better and maybe competing with this squad. I barely feel confident to win going in matches this season. Well, let me read a few of the messages that people have sent in. Okay. Rebecca A.E.J. Okay, E.J.E.H. Rebecca E.J. says, hi, Edafi. I am watching you on your show live right now, but I don't want to comment in the comment section, so I'm coming to your WhatsApp number since I have your number, and I'm asking this question. How much have you spent on this, your AFCON? No, it's not AFCON, it's all African game. This is your AFCON, and how do you plan to it, and what's the purpose of it to your YouTube channel? Looking at the videos that you have put out, I've not seen anyone that have gotten up to 10,000 views or getting comments on it. Do you consider this a bad move, or you think it's a good move for you? Would you, on the benefit, on the benefit of hindsight, would you have done it? Would you repeat this move, or you would have stayed home, use the money, whatever the cost you have spent, to promote your content that you have and see how the views go? Okay, that's a very, very, very fine, fair question. It is fair, and I mean, somebody has also asked the question. As at last night, because what I do is every single day before I go to bed, I do the tabulation of what we spend. As at last night, it's almost 11 billion. It's 10.9 something, 9 and some fraction. So it's almost 11 billion that was spent, and we still have 2 more weeks to go. So Ghana is pretty much expensive. Let me tell you how expensive it is. Okay, the other day I don't like frozen chicken, so the other day I want to buy live chicken, and I went out to look for live chicken, and they said it's 1,500 Ghana cedis. I don't know if it is because of the games, and I'm wondering how many Ghanaians buy live chicken 1,500 Ghana cedis. Or because of where we're staying, I don't know. And by the time I did the calculation, it's almost 200,000 naira. And I practically said to myself, no, I'm not going to eat live chicken. I will eat fish, I will eat meat, beef, and move on. But live chicken is what I like. I don't like frozen chicken. Okay, so what's my point here? Ghana is expensive, so that's why the money is up. Okay, the question of would I have used the money? Would I have used this 10 plus almost 11 million to do promo? The thing is, I wouldn't have had the exposure that we have now. Exposure of my brand, exposure of my team, and the training that they have had. We would not have had it. Training is very expensive if you're building a team. And, if you notice in the last 2 years or so, we've been a bit quiet, very, very quiet. and we're also changing the dynamics of how we work. I said it last towards the end of last year that we're going to be on the road a lot this year. The reason why I didn't go to AFCON in January was because of my son, who needed to do like 2 different tests, and I thought that, even if my wife can handle it, I should be there, for solidarity, for support, and be there again. I don't want my children to feel like daddy chooses his work over us. Okay, so that was why I was there, and it was okay that I sacrificed the African Cup of Nations, even though African Cup of Nations would have given me more numbers than this. But coming here was fine. So Rebecca, let me explain it to you. Coca-Cola is the biggest brand in the world right now. They still spend over 3 billion every year for advertising. So the thing is, this is me advertising my brand. This is me networking. This is me going out, putting my leg out and saying, okay, we're still doing this thing, we're still there. Again, it also showed to brands and sponsors, the potential sponsors and brands, that, okay, this guy is doing all of this work. Next time there is a competition like this, maybe the Olympics or another All African Games or the Nations Cup, somebody can reach out and say, hey, we want you to go create content and put our brands on it, and we'll pay you XYZ. But if I keep sitting at home, people will say, oh, he's comfortable. He's not the kind of guy that goes to competition. So let's not bother. So they look past me. So for that, that is an intangible gain. Brand exposure, intangible gain. You can't even put a price tag to it. The team that I'm grooming, that I'm putting together, you also can put a price tag to the experience that they now have. Would they use it to work for me alone? No. They will go on and do work in other places. But when I look at Alison today, and went to Big Brother, and then how big she is now with her brand, I feel excited that that's an investment that I put. That's a human capital investment that I put. That's the reason why when I get back now and I'm going to my school at Incobit, I can call Alison and say, Alison, come and speak to my children. Come and mentor them for me, alongside Timida Kolo, alongside Ali Baba and the rest of them. And I'll be able to harvest. So not everything is tied to Naira and Kobo. Have we made money from the investment? No. But we've put our brands with, exchange numbers with big people in different industries in Ghana. We'll spread our tentacles into Ghana, and we could go on and on and on and on. And because we're here, somebody's also reached out to us to say, oh, I'm going to Morocco for the friendly games that Nigeria is going to play. And can you send us $1 million and we'll create content for you, blah, 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 blah. Now, it makes sense because they see that we're content creators. Do I have $1 million to send to him? No, I don't. And I told him I would get back to him. I would negotiate. I would beat it down. I also know how expensive it is to create content. So I'm not going to go there and tell him, oh, I'm going to give you 200,000. That would be disrespectful because it costs a whole lot for them to buy flight ticket, to pay for hotel. I mean, I told you that 3.7 million is what it costs for this apartment I will rented. So it's not going to be easy. Even if he's going to stay there for 1 week, that could be very, very much heavy. Okay, my other team is on the ground floor. My athletes team, we're doing a documentary on Toby Amuson. They're here too. They're spending only 7 days. The crew for that one is spending only 7 days, and in that 7 days already, it's $700 that they had to pay for a smaller flat compared to us. So I'm just giving you guys example. So long and short of it, Rebecca, the thing is, my brand, I've gotten value for money spent. Naira and Kobo, no, a content creator doesn't always count Naira and Kobo. I think the only place where I think sometimes when I look and I say, okay, the numbers are not adding up, is in the number of subscribers that we have. We don't have, the numbers of subscribers are not growing. We're 12,910. Right now, we are 12,962. So you could say that 52 people are subscribed to our channel between then and now. Remember that almost every day, people also what's it called? People also unsubscribe to your channel. So don't just think that, oh, the numbers are keep going up. Sometimes you can wake up 10 people have unsubscribed to your channel. Maybe you're no longer feeding them what they like, or you said something that pissed them off, and I don't want to follow this guy anymore. So it happens. So those are some of the things you have to look at. And then I think in terms of the views, we have also not gotten the kind of views that we want. But I'm happy that for once we got commendation from YouTube that we're doing well with our shots. So for the very first time, our shots have increased compared to previously. So that's progress on its own as well as a content creator. Then overall, what's the biggest gain for me? The fact that I now have the African Games as part of my CV. Like, okay, we've covered the African Games. I can tell you now, we produce the league. As an individual, I've been to the World Cup. I've covered the African Cup of Nations a couple of times, and some junior tournament. And then now I've done African Games. What's next is the Olympics. And probably I can now say, okay, from there I will go to Formula One, Tour de France, all those, other competition, F1 and all that. So that's also a very big plus to the conversation. Rebecca, I hope I've answered your question perfectly. Demola Abedi Brian say Jorginho and Havertz. I don't understand. Why did you say Jorginho and Havertz? I don't know what that means anyway, but okay, the players that have Champions League experience. Okay, yeah. Thank you very much for that one. Well, so that's all we've got this morning. I've started having calls from the centers where the athletics games are going on, and so somebody who was supposed to do mic branding for us. So I need to go back and call. So some other messages on the WhatsApp that I did not read. I'm very, very sorry, but my time is up. It's 1 hour now. I need to go. Thank you guys. Let's do this again tomorrow morning. I'll be here to help you catch up. Athletics starts today. Basketball starts today from 3 p.m. That's 4 p.m. your time. And a whole lot we'll try cover. I can guarantee you now, all visa, I in the swimming pool, how going out. This is the time for you to. You will see her cover basketball for us, and it's 3-on-3. She would explain the rules, the way the game is played, the time, and all that. You will get to see. So please log on to just stay up with us on Elevator TV Sports YouTube channel. And for those of you who watch our content, please do watch and comment on it. Yeah, we shouldn't even be begging you. This is your project. You guys are part of the community. Watch and drop a comment on it and engage the content. Just like when you watch the live and you don't even click on the like button. I'm always wondering, I would take offense on a reach like that. I will not try it. I will not put it in the. What would we need to do again to get you people to say, okay, well, you should just be very engaging with our content, because that's if there's any sad part of the money that we've invested, I will say that is the fact that people just refuse to engage the content that we put out, and they are as entertaining as they come. Every spare of it, every shade of it, but not having people engage with it is the only drawback. On hindsight, there's nothing I would do different. I would do the same content, do everything, because it's the best. I don't want to do controversial content to get traction. I want to do real human content, entertaining content, informative content, interview people. Through us, you already now know some of the new kids on the blog that you don't know before. An athlete that took off 5 years to go join the US military, and she's back, Brittany, and the rest of them. Those are content that you can really engage in the comment section. Why you guys are not doing it, I really don't know. I can't force it, I can't push it, but I can only appeal. Help me to make this work, and so that this crew that is working with me would also I have the heart to take it, but I don't think they have the heart to take it, to go out on the field and do that, because I see it in them that we're putting in all this effort and people are not engaging in what have we done, what do we need to do right. I see them do that every day, and sometimes that's when it gets to me. But I'm used to it. I'm used to people being like that. A time is going to come when it will just explode into life. What will happen that will make it explode into life? I don't know. The life of a content creator. Like I said, YouTube is the hardest thing that I've done in my life, and every day I will keep having questions like that of Rebecca, people questioning the rationale of my decision. But the day is going to come where the number will be so high that I don't think anybody will question me, but rather what would have happened at that time. Like I keep telling my wife, I said the anticipation of success is when you start succeeding, you will now have people, an army of people who want you to fail. So until then, my name is Idafe Mathias. You love to call me the elevator one of sports. It's been a lovely time on the show this morning. A little bit extra minutes that I'm joining. Like I always say, and I continue to say, if you can't fix the problem, don't add up to the problem. And if you are not the solution, don't stand in the way of those who are the solution. I keep saying it. And even if I'm sounding like a broken record, I keep saying it. Yeah, thank you very much for being on the show with me today. Let's do this again tomorrow. But before we come tomorrow, please engage our content. Our content are not time bound. They are continuously there. You can engage them. You can drop a comment. You can say anything you want to say. But please don't go there and be insulting people and be fighting. I like how clean and how nice this community that I'm creating is. And I want it to continue to stay like that. Bye-bye, and have a wonderful day and a great week ahead.